If you ever want to become effective at using Bonsai, you really got to learn how to use shortcuts. If you don't use shortcuts, it's like you are working, jumping in one foot. It doesn't make any sense. Like that's how Blender works itself. So these are not necessarily Bonsai shortcuts. They are shortcuts in Blender that's going to help a lot Bonsai users to save a lot of time and the headaches and frustration. Because if you don't use, especially the first one that I'm going to show you, you are going to be really, really frustrated because it's very difficult to even navigate in the model. So let's see, what do we do here? I will, let me see first, let me make my face larger so you can see me better. Then let me open a project, okay? Let's take a new one, take my famous project. Let's give it some life because I don't like it. Let's color by property. There we go. Now we talk about something. Okay, so there it is. Okay. Selecting an object and then frame selected, guys. Remember this. This is the thing that I love the most about this because otherwise it's so difficult. Like when you jump into this model, it's going to be very difficult to navigate. You don't know like where you zoom in and out. You go beneath the model or yeah, it's very difficult without this. So in order to do that, you have to select your object and press, if you have a keyboard, like a normal keyboard, like this one, you have to press on 0. On the comma to the left, to the right for 0, okay, on the numpad. So this is extremely important. If I press here, there you go. And now when I'm rotating around this. Okay, if you have problems with your shortcuts that and if they are not set up already in Blender, then what you have to do after selecting an element, you have to go here in view and click on frame selected. This is the way using the menu, okay? So this is very important. And if you want to change that, you have to go in edit and in preferences. And let's say, where is it? It's key map. And then you can search here for frame selected. And you can see already there are more shortcuts for this. We can see numpad dot, numpad dot. Like this is also command in the beginning, which is for Mac. Also this symbol and numpad dot. I don't know why there are all this, but I use this one. You see this one right here is the one that I use, and this is by default. If you are using a laptop, I'll give you a tip. I will recommend you to change this, to remove it, and I think if you can edit it, of course, to change it to, I don't know, comma on your main keyboard, like to the right for M letter. That's what I do when I use only my laptop, okay? But yeah, like if you just have to see something, like this is going to be extremely helpful for you. Otherwise, you are going to have a big headaches. So what do you do? Let me tell you another thing. This is not a shortcut, but it's an important tip. What do you do if you don't see anything in your model? Because that might happen to you. And if you don't have set up the interface like me, and you have something like this, then I will show you two things, right? How you select something in your model and then how you use frame selected, right? So let's say this is my project, right? You see here I have my building story 1 and I select an object and then I press on frame selected. I go on view. I'll show you by the menu this time, frame selected, and we go there, okay? So we are not lost. Again, let me zoom very far away from this. If you don't have this, let's assume you don't have this and you use only Bonsai menu, then you can do the same here by going in. You see, you have to select an object. Not, I don't know if it works with the floor. Let's see. Yeah, but you cannot select it. So you have to be on objects, right? So let's say we take these columns, but let's take, maybe I want to take a specific one. You see here the types and you choose that one. You can choose also all of them. Doesn't matter, okay? But let's say I want to choose one. But yeah, let's take all. And click here. You see, I got highlighted here. And now I press on this button. Bang, I go there. Frame selected, right? We got highlighted our columns. So if you, that's how you zoom back to your model when you are far away and you don't find any objects in your model, okay? This is a very important, and they work in combination. Now the next thing, which is connected to this actually, when you select something, let's say, in this case, this is quite clear that I have only these columns, but I don't know, maybe there are other columns somewhere in this model and I don't see them. So the next thing I like to do is to isolate these things, right? And how you can do that? Well, you can do it also in the menu, I think here. So you have two ways, yeah. You have it in Bonsai and Blender way. Using Blender way, it's using Shift H, okay, Shift plus H. You see here? What's happening? It doesn't show up. Didn't I enable screencast keys? It's enabled. What's happening? It's not showing. Maybe because of this tool that I'm using right now. So I'm hiding that, but you see here, okay? When I press on Shift H, oh, it hides everything. So let's take again the columns. I'll select them and Shift H. And that means that it will isolate the objects that I have selected, okay? This is the Blender way. There is a different thing that you can do also in Bonsai way, because now if I want to show everything again, I have to use another Blender shortcut, which I think it's also somewhere in the menu, but I don't know where, to be honest. I'm just using the shortcuts because I got to use to them. So if you want to see everything back, you have to press on Alt H or Option H. Like I'm on a Mac, so for me it's going to be, you see, that was Option H. You can see here the shortcut. So now I see everything, but what I don't like here is that it shows me everything, right? So it's not that I can show back, maybe, I don't know, if you hide more kind of classes of objects, maybe you want to show back again just one class of them, then we have the Bonsai menu, which is better for this kind of things. And also another thing that I don't like when I show everything is selected, so I have to do an extra click to unselect everything. So yeah, to unselect everything, you have to click somewhere, anywhere. So now I'll show you the Bonsai way. Like I told you, let's see, we take the columns. Let's take the columns and let's take the footings first. You see, we select all the footings, and let's take also the columns. Oh, it's not possible. Okay, let's try this then. And you see we have here, we have this menu right here, set element visibility. This will show everything that we selected in here. Unfortunately, it looks like I cannot select more of this with Shift. It doesn't work. Yeah. So, but we have this button right here, right? So isolate. And I got again the columns. So now if I so this is Alt click to hide all listed items. Okay, so it's Alt click. Okay. This is interesting. I'll show, let's see. Okay, Alt click on the icon. Okay, so Alt click. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, guys, so if you want to show back everything in your model, the good part, you see already, we don't have anything selected and it shows everything. So you have to press on Alt when you click on this icon. So if I press here, it will hide everything and show everything. If for isolate doesn't really work, I think. So let's say that I want to take the footing. I want to select them, and I want to, I don't know, let's say that I want to take the slabs and hide them. I hide the slabs, and I hide the piles, and I hide the footing, right? So the good part here is that now if I use the Blender way, I have to press Alt H and it will show me everything and select everything. But let's say that sometimes you just want to see only two things, you want to bring one thing at a time or something like that. So you have the option to do that here by, let's say that we want to bring back the piles, and I click here, of course, and I show it, right? This can be very, very handy. I think the Bonsai menu has become very, very, very strong, very powerful, and these features are amazing. I definitely recommend you to explore them. But yeah, they are not necessarily shortcuts. I just wanted to tell you what is the difference between these. In the past, I used to use only the Blender shortcuts, but now I try to use most these because these are better for when you navigate through your model and so on. It's a bit more efficient. So yeah, now I'll press on Alt and show everything, and there you go. We can see everything. Other important shortcuts, let me think. I know I'm using these ones right here, which you also have in the menu. Move, rotate, and scale. which is very straightforward. Let's say like always I got used to press on G. So you select an object, you press on G and you move it, and you moved it, right? The same with scale, S, but this doesn't really work in IFC. So if you do scaling, you have to do it in the edit mode and then apply that to the objects. Scale is not something that works, it will not be applied. So you have to do it the Blender way, I guess, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't use this too much. I don't model, right? So I don't use this too much. But I do move things once in a while, and this is very handy. And also rotate. Rotate pressing R, okay? You see? But when you rotate something, it goes by the point that is fixed there. You can change that. I don't want to look into that right now, but it's possible to change this. Let's see if I press on B. Yeah, but it doesn't change that, right? It's just choosing the, I don't know, another point. When I move something, I used to press G and B. Let's say I want to move it from here and snap it from that corner there, something like that. Yeah, so these are the three things that I'm like, but not the three. To be honest, I mostly use move here and rotate very rarely. Yeah, moving a lot of things when needed again. Yeah, okay, then another shortcut is N to see this menu right here, the toolbar, and you can navigate here. You can see these are the Blender stuff. If you click on something, you'll see the coordinates for this object, I think. Then you have tool, which in this case is not much. When we are on a wall or something like that, you get the tool menu. This is more like Bonsai menu, and you see many things that you can do. View, I think this is also from Blender. And then we have screencast keys, which is the one, in my case, I installed this to show the keys that I'm pressing. So N, okay? Yeah, there is not much more than this, actually, to be honest. I think these are the main ones. Personally, I don't use others, to be honest. But like I told you, if I recap this and if I try to make a conclusion out of this, most important for me is still frame selected, because that makes my life very easy to navigate, and also Shift H if I quickly want to navigate through things and show everything back with Alt H without starting to use the menu and just using the keys, the hotkeys. Yeah, that would be it. I'm sure there are more of this, but for me as a BIM coordinator, these are the ones that I use the most, okay? I'm sure the guys like IFC architect Lloyd Basio, he's definitely using more shortcuts when it comes to modeling, because yeah, like you need to do that, and you are much more effective when you do that. I see that also at Dion. When Dion shows me something, he's always using shortcuts. I don't even understand what he does because he's so quick, right? But you can build that skill if you are learning which are the options, and then you try to learn them. And yeah, I did not aim to learn these things. They just came naturally after just trying to use them, just learning, yeah, how I need to do this thing because it was too painful to navigate, right? Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you find it useful, let me know. If you'd like to see more this kind of videos, let me know. Give me more ideas about what you would like to me to cover in the future. Amazing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.